I really want to two-step this thing.
We literally could not have gotten it any tighter.
I'm so excited. Is there a fire extinguisher? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the vlog and thank you for tuning in. Before we get started with this episode, we are dropping merch. July 29th, my birthday, there's finally gonna be a merch drop. Thank you guys for having patience with me so far. I'm super excited for this one. Now, we open up here in Houston, Texas at Pikes Performance because, well, the plan is to dyno the Twin Turbo C8 Corvette, but you know, after that first start, we tried to come the next day to fix it and we weren't able to get on the dyno. All is fixed. It actually looks better than what it did before. Let me show you guys. What ended up happening was we didn't end up using the 45s. We stuck with the 90s, but instead went to an external reservoir. Each scavenge pump is now located on either side, and it got rid of that big black return line that was kind of blocking the turbos a little bit, and that fixed all the issues.
Yeah, so far we did a couple of revs, a lot of idle, make sure there's no oil going past the seals, and we'll check lateral movement and stuff, turns, and then high RPM, maybe some high boost.
I mean, I think that's what we're gonna find out today on the dyno, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, keep in mind, some of this is R&D, guys. Like, this is the final product, but...
Yeah, we tried a smaller tank, and then we went to a bigger tank, and then we went to one pump, and then now we're trying two pumps. So this is a little bit overkill, but at certain boost levels, you want to be overkill just to be safe.
And this is also just a nicer touch to pull vacuum, you guys, for better crankcase ventilation. This line right here. This is really exciting. I think we're ready to dyno. We have 3-pound springs in it right now.
Maybe.
Let's start small, because we have no idea how the computer is gonna react.
Plus, if this is like a 2-pound spring, then you're just gonna get sick wastegate dumb sounds the entire time.
Even better.
I want to see some flames.
For those of you who didn't watch the last first start episode, 1, I highly recommend it. 2, we went from no reservoir to a single scavenge pump to 2 reservoirs and 2 scavenge pumps. So now our oil return issue has been solved. All right, baby girl's topped up with some tuner crack, and you're gonna like the spoon. Let's rock and roll. For those of you who are asking, yes, we still plan on running the nitrous. Since we can't tune it, that's gonna help us get off the line. This looks so good. Okay guys, before we get any further, I would love to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Audible. Audible is the leading provider in spoken word entertainment and audiobooks. My favorite being business and self-development. As you know, I am very picky about the companies that I choose to support because I wanna make sure that there is value in your investment. And for me, the best investment is investing into yourself, and Audible helps you do that. Last month, I recommended David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me, and since then, I've started a new audiobook that's really helped me create new habits and stay on top of things. The book is called The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. It explores the science behind habit creation and reformation. As I read this book, it's helped me to get back into working out and eating healthy, as well as stay on top of my emails, because I've learned how to diagnose my habits and how to change them. The app is free. It can be installed on all smartphones and tablets. Every month, members get 1 credit to pick any title, plus 2 Audible originals from a monthly selection, and daily news digests. This also helps to keep up with everything going on in the world right now. You can download titles and listen offline anytime, anywhere. Listen across multiple devices without losing your place, and you keep your credits for up to a year. You have nothing to lose to go make an account right now and start saving up those credits. Go to audible.com/Amelia or text Amelia to 500-500. Again, that is audible.com/Amelia or text Amelia to 500-500. And if you guys recommend any business or self-development books, please comment below because I actively do use Audible and I'm constantly looking for new titles to explore. Okay, back to the video. Oh, I'm in love. All right, let's hear it. God, the cold starts, the first starts are loud.
This is my tuner crack.
Telling you, once we get that Red Bull sponsorship, that's when we know we made it.
Oh yeah, I'm still waiting for that call.
Same, man, same.
Like I would put like the 2 bowls and everything, just like bam, right over my windshield.
I'd put it on my face. Tattooed on my forehead.
Yeah, can't quite beat that one.
I guess how much the gasoline was I just put in the car?
How much? I don't even want to know.
$40 a gallon.
That was $200 for 5 gallons.
You know, I'd rather not talk about it. Can I do one thing before you back it up? Can I just put it in launch mode and see what happens?
It's your car.
That works.
That works.
You just revved it to the moon too.
I know.
I was like, I don't think she has a drive.
Well, we know it goes to the red line, all right. We're really just throwing the C8 onto the dyno to collect some data so we can hopefully try to figure out some tuning stuff moving forward. Don't get your hopes up. I'm really not expecting a lot.
Hey, you have a check engine light on.
Something's snitching. Who's snitching?
GM. They'll never know.
Hey, kill it! Well, the smoke is gone, so we're gonna throw it on the dyno and see what happens. It could have just been because it was in launch control mode. We'll find out. I'm honestly not too worried about it. Setting up for cross straps, we're gonna do it straight instead because there's a couple pieces underneath that are starting to crack. I mean, the metal's okay, but it's the rubber lining on it, or the plastic lining on it.
That's pretty sweet. The fuel trims are within like 2% at idle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that worked out
let's see
pretty
what
well.
they max out at.
So they can go up to like 50%. So 25% on the short term, 25% on the long term. So max or total of 50.
Okay.
So it can correct quite a bit. So, you know.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see how this actually does.
Well, the thing is, like, where we put the mass airflow, that has a huge impact on how it reads.
Here are your dick muffs.
Thanks.
You ready for the first pass? Let's see what happens. We're gonna give it a shot and hope for the best.
It was adding like 20% of fuel right when we got into it, the whole time I was at wide open throttle.
I mean, that's good.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely the wide bands and everything are doing their job.
Right.
So, you know.
We just gotta figure out the oil reservoir thing.
Yeah, I mean, really, I would have thought it would have been okay with the additional provisions, but I need to see what oil pressure is doing at wide open throttle.
So what number did it put down just on that little pull? All right, let's see what we're kind of talking. So 300 wheel horsepower at 3,500 RPM. I mean, that's not bad.
What was the oil pressure?
Like 36, 37.
There was no smoke.
Yeah, oil pressure was good because the regulator's got in it. It bypasses, so it keeps the pressure down.
Yeah.
There was like zero smoke that time now.
Also, the timing went down too that time.
We're running a 3-pound spring, we believe. It takes 2 pounds just to get boost.
Well, yeah, pretty much because the turbos being there themselves are a restriction. So it takes X amount of boost to overcome that. So even
basically
with
with 1 pound
490 pound-foot of torque and 431 horsepower.
at 4,800 RPM.
4,800 RPM, yeah.
Not bad.
So we put 6 to 8 pound spring in here. We're making well over 500 pound-foot of torque and well over 550 horsepower, if not more.
All right, so the first pull, it added timing and fuel. The second pull, it pulled timing and fuel. Let's see what happens on the third pull.
throttle.
Did it really?
Hit torque
Like
limiter.
the map
At what
sensor?
RPM?
About 47, 48, like right where we let off
Really?
before. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I wonder what other people are gonna do. There's like no way to tune this car yet.
I have some tricks up my sleeve.
We have seen other people dyno their Twin Turbo C8, and unless their dynos are padded, which I don't think anyone would do that, I genuinely am not quite sure how they're able to do it without the torque limiter hitting and it just either pulling timing or just cutting throttle entirely. So we're gonna do another pull. Maybe it was a fluke because, you know, it was smoking before, now it stopped. We believe that was just residual burn off anyway. So we're gonna try it again. We're gonna do a full pull on the 2-pound wastegate springs. And if she likes it and she doesn't cut throttle, we'll go up to the 7-pound springs. Did it cut throttle?
Yeah.
Yeah? Damn, guys, I don't know. We have a couple tricks up our sleeve we're gonna try. We just gotta figure out why it's, well, we know why, how to keep it from doing it. Well, we know the kit works.
Yeah, definitely. It's working great. And we're just hitting tuning limitations at this point.
Yeah.
You know, the throttle closure, it's just because it's seen over X amount of torque. So when it sees over that amount of torque, it's going
Right.
to say, let's cut throttle.
At the end of the day, we went into this not knowing what to expect and what was gonna happen, and we found out. So now this is part of the R&D moving forward to see what we're going to try to do next.
Yeah, we're going to get around this. This
Yeah.
isn't anything crazy.
Yeah, I'm honestly not worried about it.
I'm just happy to hear it make some good noises. And
It sounds so good! It sounds so good! This is only the beginning, guys. We were dynoing on the stock ECU to see what would happen. This is what happened. Now we get to play. Well, if we wanted a cool sounding exhaust, we got one.
Oh, you're making like more power and torque.
For running no boost, pretty much.
we're already up 70 pound-foot of torque.
That's insane. All right, we're running one last test on map, speed density. Here's for all the marbles. At least we can say the Twin Turbo kit is done. It's not smoking. It is perfect and sounds amazing. Now, GM, help us out with the tuning.
That would be the day.
All right, well, we have some parts to order. We're gonna try a few more things, see if it works. And I'm just gonna drive her on the street tomorrow. Let's do a first drive. I really just wanna get a feel for it. If she cuts out, she cuts out.
I mean, you're still making like 70 extra foot-pounds of torque
Right.
and like 60 horse.
Yeah, buddy, that'll be fun.
A lot of codes on right now.
Looking like a Christmas tree in July. So after watching the episode, I wanted to give you a little more context of what was going on and what ended up happening. The ECU, the factory management system, has multiple ways of protecting itself against people like Alex and I. So now knowing what it's doing, we are working on a tuning solution moving forward. We really just wanted to get a good baseline. Also, there was a little bit of smoke coming out the exhaust in the very beginning. Some of you may not have noticed it. We were being a little hard on ourselves. There's nothing wrong with the kit. What that turned out to be was just a little burn off from the first start. After a couple minutes of running the car, it completely went away and everything was great. Also, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering about dyno horsepower numbers. We really weren't dynoing it in order to get any type of baseline number as much as knowing how the ECU would try to protect itself. To give you guys a rough idea of what we kind of ended up doing, I don't remember to a T, at 4,800 RPM is where we roughly hit the torque limiter with a 3-pound wastegate spring, and it would cut throttle. It takes about 2 pounds to overcome the spring, so basically 1 pound of boost, 50% throttle. We saw like 450 wheel horsepower and like 500 pounds of torque. So she's gonna be scary. Again, I don't quite know how other people were able to dyno the car, because even just with the 3-pound wastegate spring, we were being limited at 4,800 RPM by the torque limiter. So we're gonna work on it and we're gonna see what we can do. But I am really looking forward to this first drive, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the love and the support, and thank you to Pite's Performance. The kit is so badass. All right, guys, Ecrew, we out here with love. Bye. Wait a minute. He was just kidding. He was kidding.